Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And today we are going to do, we're going to make a hot pad. This is Tutorial Monday. It's the last Monday of the month. This is an iris that we're going to make. It's another one of my favorite flowers. My grandmother used to grow these. So I'm doing it in memory of her. Okay, so anyway, we are going to chain 27. Alright, we're going to start out with a chain of 27. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet, and we're going to single crochet in every chain across. And of course, we're starting out with this green. And you can use any green that you want. I'm just using this green because I'm trying to use it up. This is not one of my favorite yarns. And of course, many of you know my favorite yarn is I Love This Yarn. And no matter what, you get a 4-ply cotton. I love this cotton. And also, I love this sports yarn, which is a 3. And then by the time you get done with this row, you should have 26 stitches. So, you're going to, well, I'll just stay with you. We got to do 2 rows of this color, but there's something I got to tell you at the end of this row. Alright, so we're going to chain 1 and turn. Alright, so first of all, this is the front side. If your tail is on the left side, you're on the front side. And when you turn, if your tail is on the right side, you're on the back side of your work. So I always leave that tail until the end because it kind of helps me. Alright, so this is the back side. So in the first stitch only, And in the last stitch only, you're going to go through both loops. But on the back side, you will go through the front loop only. So we're going to do front loop only. We're going to go all the way across in the front loop only. And then when you get to that last stitch, make sure you go through both loops, because it gives strength to the sides. So I'm going to finish mine off camera, and I'll be back for row 3. Okay, so I'm at the end of row 2, and I'm going to go through both of these loops, but I am not going to finish that. We are going to use this. This is called teal, but this is a variegated teal, and it's got a little bit of lights and darks in it, and I thought this would be a really neat background color. So we're going to play around with that as a background color. So I'm going to finish this stitch with teal, because when we chain 1 and turn, we're let's bring up this we're going to be using the blue or the teal. So I'm going to go through both loops only in that first stitch. And then I brought this green up to secure it. But I'm going to work over this tail a little bit. So we need 11 of these. So there is 2. Oh, wait a minute. Which I forgot, I'm going through both loops. Now we need to go through, since we're on the front side now, we need to go through the back loop only. And once you get a few of these rows, you'll know what is back row and what is not. Because we are going to be floating our yarns across the back. And I know it's messy. It looks messy. But we are also going to be, this is a hot pad. And so we're going to be making another one. We're going to sew them or crochet them together. So because it's going to be a hot pad. Alright, so wait a minute. We only need 11. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, there we go. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, so now we are going to bring the green up. I don't want to finish that stitch. So we're going to bring this green across here and bring this in. And we just need 2 greens. So 1, 2. And then we're going back to the blue. So I'm going to bring that back in. And then we need 13 blue. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 11, 12, and then go through both loops for 13, and there we have it. So now we're going to chain 1 and turn for row 3. And now, or 4, we're on the back side. We're going to start out with the both loops on the first stitch. Then we're in the back front loop only because we're on the back side. So we need 12 of these. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now we need to bring our green back in, and we need 3 of these greens. Alright, now we need to go back to the blue after the third green. And let me make sure I didn't do that right. Hang on a second. Let's bring the blue here. Now go through that blue. There. Here we go. And now we should have 11 blue left. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then this last stitch we'll go through both loops, and that's 11. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. So we can see where our little stem here is, and I think this is going to give us some character behind that flower. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what this is going to look like. Alright, so that was row 4. We need to start marking off some of these rows here first. That way I don't get lost. Alright. So now we're on the front side again, and we need 11 blues. So here is 1, and then since we're on the front side, we're in the back loop only. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Alright, so we have some purple yarns that we're going to be using. This one is called French Lilac. So I just thought that was interesting color. And then we have our purple. This is called purple. And this one is called Amethyst. So we have 3 different purples and a little bit of a yellow that we're going to be using. So I thought I'd share what those are. Anyway, so we're going to use our French lilac first. And wait a minute. Yeah, that way. We need one there, and then we need to bring in the green. So one of those. Let's try to see if we could keep these from tangling. And one green right here, and then go back to that French lilac, and then we need 3 of those. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then we're going back to the blue then. So we'll bring this lilac over here. Wait a minute. Already I've got it tangled. Alright. I'll go through the blue. There we go, the lilac. And we are going to finish off with 10 blue on the other side. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, there's supposed to be 10. Did I do that right? Alright, first of all, we need 11, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 1, 1, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So we should have 10. I know what I did. I went through the same one. Hang on a second. Yeah. I put 2 in 1 stitch. Now we should have 10 left. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. Now that makes sense. Alright, so there is 5 rows. And we're starting on the flower. We are also done with that green. We are not going to see that green ever again. So we can actually cut it off, because we're not going to need that green anymore. Where are we at? So I'm going to take this green out. Put right there. Switch around my blues and my lilac. Alright. It looks like we're going to be using those two now for a while. Alright, so here we are at our blue here. And we need to chain 1 and turn. And we're back on the back side now. Okay, so now it is plain to see that we're on the back side, because you have no ridges. On the front side you see the ridges. On the back side there are no ridges. Plus we're going to be floating our yarns back and forth here, and so you're going to see a lot of floats. So we're going to start out with 9 blue in row 6. So lips only in both loops in the first one. Then we're in back loop only now. So, because we're, or front loop only, we are on the back side. It's opposite. Front loop for back side and back loop for front side. So, I don't know if you want to think of it that way or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we're going to bring in the pretty purple here, which is our French lilac. And we need 7 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now we're just going to bring over our blue and finish that last stitch off with that. And we're going to bring this front there like this. So now we need 10 blue to finish off this row. So you want to make sure that when you float them that long, make sure they're loose back there. You don't want to bunch up your fabric. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now you're going to go through both loops on that last stitch. Alright, so chain 1 and turn, and let's see what this looks like so far. Awesome. Alright, so now this is going to look like the sky with all these different colors coming. This is going to be so cool. Alright, so now let's go to row 7 real quick. So 7, we only need 2 blue. and we're in the back loop only since we're on the front side. And then we're going to go to our purple, bring it over, but make sure that that's not tight back there. Alright. Now we're going to need 3 purple. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then bring our blue back, and we're needing 4 blue. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Back to our purple. And now I need 9 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then back to our blue. We need 3 blue, 3 purple, and 2 blue to finish this off. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and back to our purple. As soon as I find it, there it is. One, 2, and 3. And the last 2 are blue. Nope. It's back loop on the first one, and then both loops on the last one. And there is row 7. So 6 and 7 are done. Let's mark them off. And get ready for row 8. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And since we're on the back side, I guess we only need 1 blue to start out with. So we're going to go through both loops, but we got to switch over to the lavender. And now we're going to go front loop only. And we need 5 lavender. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to the blue. And we only need 1 blue. So there's that. And then back over to this French lavender. And now we need, oh, we needed 2 blue. What was I looking at? Alright, wait a minute. We need 2 blue. So it's really easy to mess up. That's for sure. Alright, then the lavender. And you need 10 of those. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we need to go back to the blue, and we need 2 blue again. So there's 1 and 2. And then back to the lavender. And then we need 5 of them. So there's 1. There's something wrong. Hang on, what did I do wrong? There's only 5 left. And we need 6 left. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I skipped a stitch right there. It is so easy when you're going from color to color to skip a stitch. I skipped a stitch right here. Alright, let's start this over. Right there's the stitch that I skipped. Goodness gracious. So, there's 2. Alright. Now, let's go back over to the lavender. And I need 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then bring in the blue over. We need 2 of those. 1, 2. And then bringing this lavender back. Bring this blue over here. Now we need 5 lavender. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And back to the blue. And this last one is blue. And go through both loops for that. So, let's chain 1 and turn and look at this. So there is 8 rows of this so far. Okay. This, I think, is going to be a very interesting pattern. Alright, so Row 9. We are on the front side now. So we're going to start out with one blue. And then the lavender. We need 5 of those. And we're on the back side. So the back loop only, again. And we need 5 lavender. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, it goes over there. And then switching over to the blue, we only need 1 blue. So there's 1. Switching back over to the lavender, we're needing 12 lavender. And let's not skip a stitch here. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we're going to bring this blue back over. Alright, and then we're going to put 1 blue in. But when we do this, we want to make sure that those strands are loose back there. So 1 blue here, and then back to this lavender, and we're going to need 5 lavender and a blue at the end, and that should end up in this row. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we'll bring this blue back, and that goes through both of them. There we go. So that is row 9. And let's mark it off. Okay, row 10. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And since we're on the back side, we're going to first of all put a blue one in here. But since we're on the back side, it is a front loop only. And we're going to switch over here to the lavender. Come on. I do not want to get these mixed up. Alright. And so we need 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back to our blue. And we're just going to put one blue in here. And then put our lavender back in. And we are doing 5 lavender again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're just going to go to our purple, but it's the darker. It's a dark purple. But this is called purple. But it's pretty dark. And we just need one there. One of those. And then we're going to go back to our lavender again. And now we need 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we need 1 blue, 5 lavender, and 1 blue, and that'll finish off this row. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switching over to the blue again, and finishing it off with 1 blue at the end. Alright, we'll see if we can keep these in order. Okay, so there we have it. Let's chain 1 and turn and see the front of this. That is 10 rows so far. Okay. On to 11. We are going to start out with 2 blue this time. So there's 1, and then back loop only because we're on the front side. 2. And what am I looking for? The lavender. There it is. All right. Now we need 4 lavender. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a blue. Put that blue in there. And back to the lavender. And we need 6 lavenders this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then the purple, we only need 1 purple, which is right here, the dark purple. And then back to the lavender again. And now we need 5 lavenders. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need 1 blue, 4 lavender, and 1 blue. And that'll finish off this row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was 4 lavender, 2 blue. And I think I said 1. So it's 4 lavender, 2 blue. At the end. There we go. So we got a little bit of a dark purple going on there. And that is row 11. Finished. Going to row 12. And we're having a little bit of trouble with the tangling of yarns. It's kind of hard to pay attention to your tangles to make sure you don't get tangled in the colors. There we go. Alright. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to we're on the back side again. Alright. So we need 2 blue to start out with. And we're front loop only since we're on the back side. So 2 blue, and then we need the 4 French lavender, or whatever purple you're using for this area. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to Go back to the blue again. And we need one blue, and then back to the lavender. And we need three lavender. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need the dark purple. Trying to keep these from tangling. One of these days I'm going to figure it out about the tangles. Alright, so now in the next 3 stitches we're going to do dark, lavender, dark. So one of each. So we're going to do dark, and then lavender, which is here, and then dark again. And then we're going to go back to the lavender, and we need 2 of those. So 1 and 2, and then we're going to put one more, we're going to put a dark in again. Alright, and then go back to the lavender. And so we need 2 lavender and 2 blue. So there's 1, 2. And then we're going to bring this blue over here. And then we need to go to the lavender again, and we're going to put 4 lavender in, and of course the last 2 will be blue. So, and that'll finish off this row. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bringing this blue back over again. And then we're going through both loops on that last stitch. So let's chain 1 and turn and see what this looks like. So you see we've got our lavenders going on right here. And our dark purples I meant going on. This is looking pretty cool. Alright. So that was 12. 13 is next. Alright. So there is 2. We're in the front. We need 2 blue. We're going to need a back loop only here because we're on the front side. Alright, so now we're going to switch over to our lavender. So every time we turn this, this always gets... There it is. So this is on this side. This is here. Alright, so we are needing 5 lavender. So we've got 2 blue so far, and now we need 5 lavender. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back to our blue. And we need the 1 blue. And then our lavender again. So there's 1. We need 3 of them this time. 2 and 3. And now we're needing our purple, our dark purple. So we need 2 of those. So there's 1 and 2. And we're going to pull in some yellow here. And we need 1 yellow next. And then pull in the purple. And then we need 2 purple again after that yellow. So it's 2 purple, 2 dark purple, yellow, 2 dark purple. Alright, and then now let's bring back our lavender over here. And we need 2 of those. So there's this 1 and 2. And then we need our blue. And we need 2 blue. And then we'll need 4 lavender and 2 blue to finish it off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 blue. Whoops. That last one we're going to go through the whole thing. There we go. So that is row 13. 13 is finished. Whoop. I just pulled out my stitches. Chain 1 and turn for row 14. Alright, and now we are going to start out with 3 blue. And making sure we're in the front loop since we're on the back side. Front loop only this time. except for the first and last stitch. I think I explained to you, it'll always be through both loops. Alright. We need the lavender. So 3 blue and 4 lavender. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, and then we're going back to the blue again. And we are needing 2 of those again. Alright, and then back to the lavender again. And now we need 3 lavender. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll bring up the yellow. We need, oh my goodness. So there's 1 yellow here. There. And then 3 lavender again. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need the blue again. So I'll get the blue. And we need 2 blue, 4 lavender, and 3 blue. And that'll finish off this row. One, 2, 3, 4, 3. It pushes it over. Three. There's something I did wrong here. Hang on a second. I did something wrong in here. I don't know if I put 2 in 1 stitch or what. I was supposed to have 3. Yeah. I think I only had, okay, 2. Alright. So we're supposed to have 3. 1, 2, 3, and then the yellow, which is over top of the yellow, and then back to the lavender again, and then there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right. Anyway, let me fix this. There. Now we're okay. And now we're going to go to the back to the blue. And then we need 2 blue. 1, 2, and then the purple, the lavender. And then we need the, what do we say, 4 lavender and 3 blue. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 3 blue. We'll finish it off. One, 2, and 3. Let's chain 1 and turn to see what their front side looks like. This is going to be cool, I think. I think that I found my new background. A new favorite background color. Alright. So this is row 14 done. We're going to do row 15 next. We're going to start out with 4 blue this time. And since we're on the front side, we're going to use back loops only. So there's 3 and 4. And then we need to go to our lavender. And we need 4 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 1 blue. One blue, and then 3 lavender again. So this is 1, 2, and 3. And, oh, you know what happened? I did not tell you the right, oh my goodness. That's what happened. Alright. I should have known. I've got to take this out and go backwards. I am so sorry, guys, but we messed up on row 14. Alright. A little bit. Or I did. I apologize. It's my fault. Alright, so we are here at this yellow in row 14. And we were supposed to have put 2 yellow in. So there's 1 and 2. There's where we had the extra stitch. I could not figure out what I did wrong. So we need 2 yellow there. Hang on. Then we're going back to the lavender. And now we're going to put in the 3 lavender. 1, 2, and 3. And then the blue. And there's 2. Or was there 3? No, there was 2 blue. Yeah, 1 and 2. And then back to the lavender again. And then there was 4 lavender and 3 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. So this is row 14, what it's supposed to look like, with the 2 yellows in the middle. And you know, a lot when I do these videos, I'm doing it also for the first time, you know, and so it's better if you watch the video or that row clear through, and you know, otherwise you're going to be tearing out just like me. I apologize. So here's chain 1 and turn. Now let's do row 14, 15, and we need 4 blue to start out with. And then bring up our lavender. And we need 4 of those, 4 lavenders. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we need the blue again. So we need 1 blue. Nope. I'm working on a blue, aren't I? We need to pull it through. Now we're going back to the lavender. And now we're going to do 3 lavender and 3 yellow and 2 lavender. So here's 1, 2, and 3. And now we need 3 yellow. 1, 2, and 3. And back to the lavender. And we need 2 of those. 1 and 2. And then we need 1 blue, 4 lavender, and 4 blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, Switching back over to our blue. And there's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And there is row 15 completely finished. Alright, so here is chain 1 and turn. We are going to start out with 5 blue this time. So there's 1, 2, 3. Oh goodness. Oh, wait a minute. There's 1. And then we're on the back side, so front loop only. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need to go to that lavender. And we need 4 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to be bringing up this purple, this dark purple next. And we need 1 dark purple, and then we're going to bring in this other purple. We've got all the colors engaged now. I need 1 of those. So 1 purple, and we need this purple we've been using. We need 1 of them. And then we need to bring up the yellow. So there was 4 different colors we needed 1 of each of. Back to this purple. So we needed the dark purple, this new amethyst purple that I'm using, and then our lilac and our yellow. So 1 of each of those, and so that would happen in 4 stitches. Then we need 2 of these lilacs that we've been using. And the new amethyst that I just brought in, is we're going to get it. And we need we want 1 of those. And then we need a dark purple after that. And we need 1 of those. And then we're going to go back to our lilac that we've been using. we can call it the main color of the flower. We need 4. I hope I didn't skip a stitch because now this doesn't make sense. Alright. And for some reason, we're not making sense. It's not ending up the way it's supposed to. Let me see what I did. Did I skip a stitch? Alright. So we have the dark purple. There's the stitch right there I skipped. I did skip a stitch. Alright. So we've got the dark purple. Let's go back. First of all, we had 5 blue and 4 of the main color. We've got the dark purple next. This lilac we're going to put in here, or not, yeah. Well, it's called amethyst, I guess, not a lilac. Alright. When there's a lot of yarns involved, it's easy to skip a stitch. And that's the one I skipped right there. Alright, so we need a lilac, a dark purple, a lilac, and our regular. This is the amethyst, not the lilac. Our regular main color flower. Is next. Then the yellow. So this yellow ends up in the middle of those 3 yellows that we did in the last one. It's the middle one. And then we're going to back to our main color again, and we need 2 of those. 2 main colors after the yellow. And then the amethyst that we're bringing in. Oh, there it is. Over here. And we need that one. And then the dark purple. Bring the dark purple over. And back to our main color again. And now we should have it. So, what did I say? It was 4 of the main color. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we bring this blue back over, all the way over here. And do not pull it too tight. Keep it loose back here. And We need 5 of these blues, and that will finish off the row. I apologize, that row was kind of... So there's 4 and 5. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And there we have, that's what the flower looks like so far. Alright, it's looking pretty good. Alright, so let's see. Let's mark off 16. Alright, so we're on the front side again. And we're going to start out with 8 blue this time. And then since we're on the front side, it's back loop only. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we need a dark purple. If I can just catch one yarn. Goodness. Alright. So we are doing a dark purple here. And then that amethyst. Bring it back over here. We're going to do an amethyst. We need 2 of those. So 1 and 2. And then we're going back to our main color of our flower. And we need 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Back to the dark purple again. Bring it over. And then we need the only 1 amethyst this time. And that's this one right here. And then the dark purple again. Hang on. And then we need this blue. And we should have 8 blue left. Let's hope I'm... So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do you know? I didn't miss any stitches this time. Alright, so there's that. That's row 17. Finished. I want to see something. Yeah. So we actually finished that yellow in the last in row 16. So I'm going to cut that off so we don't have to worry about it any longer. Here, scissors. So we'll pull that out of there. So I don't have to deal with the tangles. Alright. So the yellow is done. And that is what we've got so far. So 18. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And this time we're starting out with 7 blue. So there's 1. And since we're on the back side only, it's front loop only. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we need our dark purple. And we need just 1 of those. And then the amethyst. And that one goes here. And then the dark purple again. And then we need our main color of our flower. And we need 1 of those, and then the dark purple again. And only 1 dark purple. And then we're doing that amethyst thing again, which we are needing 2 of those. And then 2 dark purples. And then 2 amethyst. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't do that right. So, alright, so we did 7 blue, 1 dark purple, 1 amethyst, 1 dark purple, 1 of our violet that we've been doing, 1 dark purple, and now we're going back to that main color again for 2 of those. And then the 2 dark purple. And then we're bringing the amethyst over here on this side and doing 2 of those. And then we have 8 blue left. So we're bringing up our blue over here. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And there's row 18. And that's what row 18 looks like. Mark it off and do row 19. So we're going to start out with 8 blue. And we're on the front side, so back loop only. So here is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to bring up this amethyst, and we need 3 of those. Where'd you go? One, 2, and 3. And we're needing this purple. And we need 2 of the dark purple. Then our main color. We need 1 of the main color, and then going back to the dark purple, and 2 of them again. 1, 2, and then 1 of the main color. We're going to bring this amethyst across, and we need 2 of those. 1 and 2, and then the dark purple. We just need 1 of them. And then we're going to bring this blue over here. And then we need 6 blue to finish this off. So there's 1, 2. Let me make sure the stitches are too loose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so there is 19, 20. Chain 1 and turn. We're going to start out with the 6 blue. And we're doing front loop only since we're on the back side. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we need 1 dark purple. Right there. And 3 amethyst. One, 2, 3, and then we need our regular flower color that we've been using, which is that French violet. And we just need 1 of those, and then we're going to go to the dark purple again, bring it across, and we need three of those. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and then back to our main color, our main flower color, and 1 of those, and then back to our amethyst, and we need 3 of them. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and then back to our dark purple again. We just need 1, and then we're going to bring the blue over here and switch off to the blue. And then we just need 7 of those, and that will finish off this row. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And this is what we have so far. Okay. That was row 20, and we will be back for row 21. Okay, so we're back for 21, and we're on the front side. We're going to start out with 7 blues. So we're going to do back loop only since we're on the front side. And there is 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to do our amethyst. I wonder if we make these come. No, they need to go to the back. Alright. And that's this one right here. So 1 amethyst, and then we're going to bring our dark purple up. And we need 2 of those. And then back to the amethyst. And 2 of them. 1 and 2. Now we need our main color, flower color, that we use down here. We need 1 of them, and then a dark purple, and then back to that main color again. And then we'll go back to our dark purple, and we need 2 of them, which is 1 and 2. And then we're going to bring the amethyst all the way over here, and we're just going to do 1 of them and 2 dark purple, one and 2, and then we need our blue, and we need 6 of those, and that'll finish off this row. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that is row 21. So let's mark it off. We're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to start out with 7 blue. So there's 1. Since we're on the back side, it's front loop only. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to need the dark purple and bring it up. And then we need, oh, so in that last row also, we were done with this main color. So we're going to cut it off as well. So we're all done with that. So we're doing, let's see, we did 7 blue. Now we need a dark purple, 1 dark purple, one amethyst, and a dark purple again after the amethyst. So we're just switching off between the two now. So 2 amethysts next. 1, 2, and then going back to the dark purple. So we're doing 1 of them, and then back to the amethyst again. And we need 3 of those. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and then back to the dark purple again. We need 2 dark purples. 1 and 2, and then the amethyst. Just 1 amethyst, and then we should finish this row off with 7 blue. I want to be careful that we don't make that tight. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7. All right, that was 22. Chain 1 and turn. Let's see what it looks like. We're almost done with the dark purple. All right. Just a little bit of that dark purple left and we are done with it. So row 23. At this point we're only working with 3 colors. Yay. All right. So now we're going to start out with 8 blue in row 23. And since we're on the front side, we're in the back loops. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then our amethyst. Just 1. And then our dark purple. And I didn't do that right. Hang on a minute. I just pulled that to the front. Why did I do that? All right. Amethyst, dark purple. And then back to the amethyst. We need 2 of them. So 1 and 2, and then back to the purple again. And 1 of the dark purple, and then we need to bring the blue over. As we're putting a blue one right here. And then the amethyst again. So 1 amethyst, one dark purple, one amethyst, and 1 dark purple. Then we go back to the blue, and we should have 8 blue to finish this row off. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Looking more and more like an iris. Look at that. That's so cool. Alright. 23 is done. 3 more rows. It's only going to get easier from here. Alright. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. And this time we're going to start out with 9 blue. So that's 2 loose. 1. And we're in the front loops only since we're on the back side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we need to bring up the dark purple. And this is the last dark purple we're putting in. And then the amethyst. We're just putting 1 in. And now we need to go to the blue. And we need to put 2 blue in. So 1 and 2. And then the amethyst. We need 1 of them. And then 1 blue. And then back to the amethyst again. And then we need 3 of those. So 1, 2, 3. So let's go back to our blue. We should finish this row off with 8 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, so we are done with this dark purple. We might as well we'll cut it off and get it out of there. Now we're just dealing with 2 colors. And we're going to chain 1 and turn for row 25. Starting out with 12 blues. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we only need 1 amethyst here. So there's 1 there. And then back to our blue. and we need 13 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now for 26, chain 1 and turn. And we're going to start out with 12 blue. And there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we need our amethyst. And we need to put 2 in there. So there's 1 and 2. And then back to our blue. And we need 12 blue to finish this off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Alright, so this is our, there it is. Looking pretty cool. Alright, so there is our iris, and I am going to, I'll come back. I'm going to take care of the ends in the back, and I will be back to show you how to put a border around this. Okay, so this is the back side of it, and I've got my other color already tied on there. So I'm going to stay on the back side of this, and I'm going to go down the side, but in this corner right here, we're just going to put 3 half double crochets in there. And then we're just going to go down the side with a half double crochet in each row. And then when you go down to the corner, of course there's just be 3 half double crochets in each corner. But otherwise it's just a half double crochet in each stitch and down each row on each side. So I'm going to finish mine off camera, and I will be back to show you what to do next. Okay, so I've got the first row done, and we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn. So we're going to turn so that the front side is facing us. And then in the back loop only, we're just going to put a single crochet. So we have more of that working with the front and back loops. Only we're doing back loop now. So, in the back loop only. That's what makes this little design, and I just love it. It's one of my favorite borders. As you noticed this year, I've been using it a lot. I thought this yellow and this amethyst would look really pretty together. I was right, it does. And I am loving that background color and how it does subtle changes from lights to dark. It's just, it almost looks like a real sky. I love it. I just really love that. I probably will use that a lot now. Alright, so when we get over here to the middle one of these three, that is the corner. So we're just going to put 3 single crochets in there. And then we're just going to continue around. And just making sure you put 3 single crochets in the corner. And I will meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so for this last row, we're going to chain 1, and then we're just going to put a single crochet in both loops of each stitch. So when you get to the corners, it's still that middle of the 3 corners. You're still going to put 3 single crochets in that corner. I'll show you what I mean when we get there. We're almost at the corner. So there's 3 stitches here. In this first stitch, we're just going to put 1. But in the second stitch, we're going to put 3 in there. And then continue around. Just putting 1 in each stitch. So you're going to do that all the way around and slip stitch to your first stitch that you started with, and then cut it off. And then you can make 2 of these. You could do a front and the back of both of these if you want, or you could just take a variegated yarn and you're going to chain, and you'll chain 27 just like we did when we started out with that. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then in the second chain from the hook, you're just going to single crochet across. And then you're going to do exactly the same thing as we did for 26 rows. Instead of changing off colors, you will do the exact same thing that we did when we made this. You will, in your back loops, you will do front loops. And on the back side, you're going to do front loops, and on the front side, you're going to do back loops. And except for the first and the last stitch. And then you're going to put a border around it exactly the same way I put that border around it. And then we will be back to sew them together, or crochet them together. I'll show you how to do that. So I will see you then. Okay, so I have, this is the back and here's the front. I did not put that together right. It goes like this. There we go. So what we're going to do is, you're putting the two back sides together. And we'll start in the, yes. And all you're going to do is you're going to single crochet these stitches together on both sides. So you go through this stitch and this stitch, and it's both loops of both stitches too. So because all we're doing is single crocheting these together. And then you just go all the way around it. There's nothing to do with the corners. It'll just smoothly go around the corners. Alright, and just go all the way around, and I will meet you where we started. Okay, so this is all crocheted together, and we're going to single crochet, slip stitch, and chain one. Oh goodness gracious. Turn so that the front is facing us. And here is the first stitch. We're going to put a single crochet and 2 doubles in that stitch. And then we're going to skip 2 and do the same thing in the third stitch. And this is a falling leaf stitch. 1, 2, single crochet and 2 doubles. And that is the falling leaf stitch. So you go all the way up the side like that until you get to the corner. We're almost there. Alright, so we're going to skip 2 and going right into the corner. Now there's 3 stitches in the corner, and you're going to put that falling leaf stitch in all 3 stitches. And that kind of helps us go around the corner, and then also makes it look nice. So right there we is. And then after you get those 3, then you're going to skip 2 and go down the sides, just like we did this side. And we're going to do that all the way around. And I hope that you guys had a lot of fun making this iris hot pad with me. I really think it turned out well. I am really loving this hot pad. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.